Hello, community. Yes, it is another Educational Thursday. So glad to be here. But I tell you, I almost didn't make it, but I love you all so much because my power is out. Yes, my power is out. But thank God for the sisters, right? Because my sister lives around the corner and I'm able to utilize her services. But good afternoon, community. Another segment of our Hidden Gems. The bishop is out in the community attending the Black graduation event that's happening in San Francisco. And yes, we are also live streaming this event. So we told you we everywhere. We be everywhere. But you have the dynamic duo. Yes, that's myself as well as Ayo. Ayo, say something to the community.
Hello. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We have a great show for you this evening. A load of guests, okay? We have some phenomenal panelists this evening and a full show for you guys. So stick in there with us, but we got this, all right? Come on, Khalees.
Yes, we're going to make it happen. But if you didn't know, we are on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Go ahead and subscribe, like, follow both sides of the conversation because we are, in fact, changing the narrative. Also, don't forget to follow us on the YouTube. Ring the bell so that you can get the alerts for our shows. You can also comment, ask questions, and share your thoughts during our live show. And so with that being said, yes, we do have a full house. We'll be talking about autism. We'll be talking about event services, catering, suicide awareness and prevention, and AAU basketball. We have a phenomenal consultant tonight. I mean, we have a big treat. I tell you, a very big treat. But we're not going to hold you long. We're going to go ahead and get into our news. Ayo, go ahead and talk about the news tonight.
Yes. Man arrested with arsenal of weapons after allegedly seen at California theater with a gun. An Oregon man has been arrested for possessing an arsenal of weapons after allegedly being spotted inside a Tahoe City movie theater with a gun, sheriff officials said Tuesday. Hercules home burglary escapes in an Uber, arrested with $30,000 in cash. A juvenile who was burglarized a house in Hercules was nabbed after he stole a fancy watch, $30,000 in cash, and briefly escaped using an Uber driver, according to Hercules Police Department. Santa Cruz Beach evacuated after shots fired, 2 arrested. A Santa Cruz Beach was evacuated on Memorial Day after shots rang out, the Santa Cruz Police Department said. 2 people were arrested in connection with the shooting, and nobody was injured. Thank God nobody was injured. San Francisco mayor announces new program to address homelessness in the city. The San Francisco mayor, London Breed, announced a new pilot program on Tuesday to address the city's homelessness issues. The program, which has been named the Homeless Engagement Assistant Response Team HEART, will involve a community-based team made up of urban alchemy practitioners. The new program will operate under the direction of City Department of Emergency Management. HEART will provide rapid, compassionate, and structured responses targeted non-medical, non-emergency 911 and 311 calls involving people who are experiencing homelessness, the mayor's office said. Top Golden State Warriors executive stepping down. Myers, 48, is a 2-time executive of the year and the key component to the Warriors' 4 NBA championship wins. In his interview with ESPN, Myers says his professional future was uncertain and didn't give details on an expected return to the NBA. Myers was hired by the Warriors in 2011 as an assistant general manager and promoted to general manager in 2012. That's so unfortunate.
Boy, I tell you, with all that news, but we have some community events going on. So both sides of the conversation, we've been sharing with you that we were recognized for keeping the community informed. Yes, we were recognized. So if you click that link, you'll have more information on that. San Francisco residents, do you have a misdemeanor or felony that needs clearing? Go ahead and contact the email below. Buchanan Mall Memory Walk Circle Plus discussion. This is the African American Art and Culture Complex at 762 Fulton Street for food and conversation at 5 p.m., followed by the Circle at 6 p.m. This is happening May 31st at 5:30 p.m. World premiere, 26 Ways of Looking at a Black Man, June 2nd at 7 p.m. Mr. and Mrs. Juneteenth pageant, ages 5 through 17 years old, June 2nd at 6 p.m. at the Southeast Community Center at 1550 Evans Avenue in San Francisco. Register your child at the email below. Mackey's Corner presents Suicide Awareness and Prevention event. This is Stunnaman 02 and Kev Choice will be there June 3rd, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Gilman Park in San Francisco. 2023 Oakland Carnival and Wellness Festival. This is happening June 3rd from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Mosswood Park at 3612 Webster Street. After party is at New Parish. Advanced tickets are $10. At the door will be $20. This is at 1743 San Pablo in Oakland, California. Information at the link below. APRI information sessions, clean slate, jobs, housing support, financial literacy, June 8th, June 15th, and June 29th at 1301 Evans Avenue at the Learning Center back door. More information, contact the email below. San Francisco Sheriff's Oversight, elicit public community input, qualifications for recruitment of an Inspector General. So your information is going to be reviewed. Inspector General, June 8th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Freedom Hall, 330 Ellis Street in San Francisco. So this is basically letting you know that they're going to be hiring an Inspector General. So they're seeking input from the community for the qualifications when they get ready to pull this Inspector General. So be sure to go ahead and email and go to that website for more information. Join us for the 25th anniversary Family Day in honor of Dr. Ruth Jackson and family. Fun, food, cars, trophies, and prizes. June 11th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Hertz Playground in Sunnydale. We have those Juneteenth events, and I'm telling you, May is winding down. I believe it's Gemini season. Nonetheless, Juneteenth on the waterfront. June 10th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. June 16th, City Hall kickoff and Black Wall Street Gala. This is June 17th. That is the Fillmore Festival. June 18th is the Bayview Festival. For more information, go to the website below. Mario B. Hair and Fashion Show. Vendor space is available. Designers, salons, makeup artists, barbershops, clothing lines, and more. June 17th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., Fillmore Street. Information, that website below. Live performances is on June 17th. Mary Mary, 1 p.m. The Mary Jane Girls, 3 p.m. Hair and Fashion Show, 4 p.m. Sharonda G. Marsha Ambrosius at 5:15 p.m. Fillmore and Eddy Street, RSVP at the link below. The first San Francisco Black Wall Street Juneteenth Gala. June 16th, Cut the Check, a black and gold formal affair. Special guests, location to be determined, more information to come, and we should have that for you on our segment this Educational Thursday. Father's Day Festival in Bayview, celebration of fathers, family, Black culture, and amusement park rides. June 18th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Food and retail spaces available. Go ahead and email that link below. The third annual crowning ceremony, King/Queen, I Know Who I Am. Save the dates, June 24th, July 5th, and July 19th. It's a 3-series workshop on self-transformation and crowning ceremony. For information, utilize that email below. City Kids Creator Con, save the date, free. Creative outlets, art, music, and fashion, July 14th, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the 200 block of Jones Street, and more information will be coming soon. Bayview National Night Out 2023. This is happening August 1st from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Bayview Opera House, 4705 3rd Street at the Joseph Lee Recreational Center, 1598 Oakdale Avenue. Magic Backpack Giveaways. Mo Magic is giving backpack aways on August 5th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Ella Hill Hutch, 1050 McAllister Street in San Francisco. Youth First and Invest Black Comedy and Awards Show, August 11th, 7 p.m. The doors open at 6 p.m. at the Brotherhood Masonic Center at 855 Brotherhood Way in San Francisco. The $50 includes your food, so go ahead to eventbrite.com for more information. Magic Backpack Giveaways is happening by B Magic on August 12th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Now Hunters Point, 155 Jennings Street in San Francisco. SFHRC regular bi-monthly commission meetings are on the second and fourth Thursdays at 5 p.m. There's Zoom information below, and it's at the San Francisco City Hall at room 416. African American Reparations Advisory Committee has monthly meetings virtually at 5:30 p.m. every second Monday. Go ahead and register at the link below. Bay Area Arts Educators Virtual Jobs Fair, opportunities to teach children. You heard it, opportunities to teach our babies. May 31st, that's tomorrow, community, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. The Zoom information, access one of those websites below. City Build Academy provides comprehensive pre-apprenticeship and construction administration training at San Francisco residents. Learn, build, and earn. Apply at the link below. Promote your business, nonprofit, or community impact on our Hidden Gem show as we're doing tonight. Share your expertise on Educational Thursdays. Be a panelist on Sunday Conversations. Go ahead, hit the link, and join our show. Keep up with both sides of the conversation. Our latest shows, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe to our newsletter at that link below. Both sides of the conversation is in search of volunteers. Our work is inspiring and it feels good. We make a difference in the community with tangible results to show it. We are a highly driven group with high impact. We get the right things done the right way. Not only will you contribute to the community, but you'll also learn a lot and gain a lot of knowledge in your field of interest within the organization. We value your ideas and input. Sign up to be a volunteer today because you can make a difference. Give back to the community. We have the positions available: finance director, communications director, production team, marketing team, fundraising coordinator, production assistant, IT director, bookkeeper, and HR compliance. Email hr@bsotc.org. And our Education Thursdays will be June 1st at 7 p.m. We have our Sunday conversation coming up, which is June 4th at 4 p.m. Listen what the topic is: prison reform. Is it working? So that lets you know our Sunday conversation may be pretty heavy. So go ahead and make sure you attend our Sunday conversation this Sunday, as well as our Educational Thursday. We have a lot going on out there with this world news, these events. We have 6 beautiful gems, and we're going to go ahead and get right off into our first one. We have someone coming that's an organizational development person, professional facilitation, mediation consultant. I tell you, this is someone that will have a lot to bring to the community. Go ahead, Marsha Malouf, if you could just take yourself off of mute and tell us a little bit about yourself. We'd like to know what you're doing out there.
Well, good evening, and it's so nice to be here with you, Khalees. I am the principal consultant for Pendergrass. What am I saying, Pendergrass? Can you believe that? That's what happens when you get married. You change your name. My company name is now Malouf and Associates, and it used to be Pendergrass and Associates before I got married. But I've been working in this field of consulting for the last 2 decades. And what I do is I help nonprofits and municipal departments understand the difference between wasting time and investing time. I provide program planning, program development, and implementation, do lots of management coaching, strategic planning, public and community relations. And we also help with interpersonal relationships within teams. We address diversity within your organization, help you with culturally competent inclusion and organizational equity. I also do a lot of work in my community. I bring the same mediation and facilitation skills to lots of organizations, including I'm on the board of the San Francisco Conservation Corps, and I'm the president of the Bayview Hill Neighborhood Association. And both
we may have lost Marsha. Did we lose Marsha, Io?
Yeah, she seems to be frozen.
Okay, she may just come on back. Are you there, Marsha?
I'm here.
Okay, we lost your connection, but we're still listening.
I'm sorry about that. I also would just like to say, if you need any of those types of services, I am more than happy to work with your small nonprofit, your large nonprofit, or your municipal agency to help you in really reaching the community and doing the best you can to be inclusive. I can be reached at my website, Maloof and Associates SF.com.
Thank you for all of that information, Ms. Marcia. So reading the website, can you tell me more about the street sweeping program?
Street sweeping program. And let me understand the question a little better.
Yeah, so I guess it's one of your programs on, going into the communities and making sure that you guys are effective with the cleanup of different communities and things like that.
That's one of the activities that the Bayview Hill Neighborhood Association does, along with the Bayview Merchants Association and Refuse, actually San Francisco. We try to collaborate as much as we can throughout the community to make sure that our community looks amazing and that you want to be here. So that means we all need to pick up around our houses, but we also get together as good neighbors and pick up trash along the 3rd Street corridor and any number of the parks that we have in the Bayview sector of San Francisco.
Good deal. So I was looking, and it looks like you provide coaching and training and facilitating on multicultural diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so you actually align that up with whatever the business wants, and you implement. So can you share a little bit around those services? Because that is very important, especially diversity and inclusion. Share a little about that part of your business.
Sure. We all talk about it. We all want to be inclusive. We want to be equitable. We want to be equal and fair in the way we treat employees and the way we treat the people in our communities and the constituents that we serve, whether that's a commercial concern or whether it's a nonprofit organization that's working with people. So in that, to that end, we need to know how to talk to people. We need to know how to include different voices, different people from different backgrounds within our organization. And that doesn't mean just having a person that has Black skin sitting at the table or a person that's of Asian descent sitting at the table. It means really listening and understanding what they're bringing to the conversation, as you might say it. And with that said, there's a lot to know and learn about that, because most of us are really stuck in what we think we understand about people. We're not listening. And so to do that better and to have the best outcomes and impact on the community, we need to be able to talk to people open, honestly, and provide that transparency in our work.
Now, how do you get to the underlying reasons or the root cause as to where some folks may be resistant to this training? Can you share a little bit about the resistance and how do you get them past that?
That's a good question, but I don't think it's a matter of getting past anything. I think it's about understanding. And oftentimes our educational system has failed us. We don't know the background of different groups of people. We don't know the struggles. We're all pretty privileged in that we haven't missed a meal and we, haven't had the rain on us. So we really don't have that empathy for people who don't have those basic needs. In addition to that, and if you haven't had the privilege of having all of those things, how do you bring those people in and talk to them about what's going on or help? Our tax dollars are used in a municipal setting to help people that can't help themselves. We need to spread our wealth around to help the folks that can't help themselves. And to do that, we need to do it in an equitable way. Everybody doesn't need the same thing. Every homeless person isn't homeless in the same way. Every person who is struggling with food insecurity isn't doing that in the same way. All of our young people, they all come from a family. What type of family are they coming from and what are they learning? So with those things said, we have to devise and develop strategies and programs and systems that will help bring all of those folks to the table in a way that meets their own particular needs. And that doesn't mean it has to be equal. It has to be equitable. Some people need more help than others.
Wow, that was extremely powerful. Now, I see that you're a certified volunteer. What does the NERT stand for? And can you share a bit about that? Because we're pretty much on the same page, same page. We embrace the unhoused community. We embrace them. So share with us about your certification.
So I am a certified mediator, but I work with the NERT program in San Francisco, which is similar in other communities to the CERT program. And those are community response teams. They're people who are trained in the neighborhood to respond in case of an emergency, to help your neighborhood. Now, come on, we all live in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's not if we're going to have an earthquake, it's when are we going to have an earthquake, right? So with that said, do you know what you need to do? Do you know where you are? Do you know, when I say where you are, in connection with bridges and tunnels? Would you know what to do with how to turn off your gas or turn off your electricity? If it's off, how would you keep your refrigerator going? And all of those types of things. Most of us have cell phones now. People don't have landlines. How do we keep those charged up? And as a NERT volunteer in San Francisco, we definitely help our neighbors and our community understand how to do that. And that's a training offered through the fire department in San Francisco, and anybody can become a NERT volunteer.
Right on. And so I see that you assist with nonprofit. Now, is that the startup of a nonprofit? Can you kind of walk me through those services that you provide?
Well, nonprofits are a public benefit. And so with nonprofits, people think, well, I'll retire from my big 6-figure job and I'll open a nonprofit and I'll do what I do for people for free. Well, that's not really what nonprofits are all about. They're meeting a need that's exhibited in our community and in our society. But nonprofits operate for the public good. And so there are specific rules around that and certifications that you have to have around that, and certainly financial obligations and reporting that you have to have around that. So I help people stay in compliance if you are a nonprofit, or how to become affiliated with another nonprofit that does similar work so that you can do the work you want to do and not have to worry about the paperwork. But regardless of whether you're a nonprofit or even a municipal agency, let's say like, the San Francisco Public Utilities Commission or even the health department, all of those folks are there to help the constituents that they're serving. And so how do they do that? They need to listen to the community, and there oftentimes is a way to do that. And I help people figure that out.
That's so amazing. Knowing, like all the work that goes into trying to do a startup or get a nonprofit started, to have somebody to assist with facilitating that is amazing. So we're going to wrap you up. Is there anything that you want to say? Anybody want to give a shout out to, or, anybody that, might be watching? And as our great founder says, you don't want to leave anybody out, they'll see you on here and be like, you forgot about us. Any organizations or anyone personally that you want to, thank or, give a shout out to?
Well, Io and Khalees, thank you guys so much for doing this and putting this all on, and to John and all of your crew that even had the vision to pull this all together. I think this is a great opportunity for folks to come on and tell you about what's going on. And as you said, a hidden gem within our community, because there's lots of people doing work. We don't have necessarily great social handles and social media apps, but we're out here just plugging away, trying to make the best community so that our lives are the best they can be. And I appreciate, and I want to shout out to you all for making this opportunity possible, and just want to make sure that people know that I'm here. And if there's anything I can do to help you, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Oh, that is great, Marsha. So thank you for being on the show. It is a nice time having you. We appreciate you very much.
Great.
Have a good evening.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye. Yes, you heard it, community. Marsha can help you. So make sure you keep those things tucked what she shared. She can help you with the implementation and affiliation and so on. But we have another one. We do not want to keep this ball on the ground. We want to keep it rolling. We're going to go ahead and bring to you Theo. And Theo, please take your mic off mute because the community needs to hear from you. Theo is an event producer, and he'll let us know what he has to offer.
Hey, how's everybody doing? What's up, Khalees? What's up, Ayo?
We here.
We up in here. And once again, like the previous guests, I want to thank you all off the bat for creating this platform. When John and I talk, I remind him that this reminds me of Soul Beat. I'm a little bit older than you all, but that was our community news network. We didn't have to go to Channel 5 or Channel 7, Channel 2 to figure out what was going on, because we just tuned into Soul Beat. We found out what dances was going on, what music, what was happening in the community. And it was events like what you all read off in the beginning of the show, of what was really going on in the community, in the neighborhoods, that you are not necessarily going to hear on Channel 5 or Channel 7 unless London Breed shows up or Barbara Lee or something like that in some type of thing. So I appreciate you all, and I just want to applaud you for the work that you're doing on getting the word out in the community. So thank you.
Oh, we appreciate that, King Theo Ogham. Can you tell us about your business and what you're bringing to the community?
Well, I am the artistic director of a emerging arts organization called Samba Funk. We've been around for 13 years now, and we started as a simple dance class at the Malanga Center, which is previously the Alice Arts Center. We taught classes at the AAACC, the African American Art and Cultural Complex there. And from that single class, it's grown into a performance organization made up of professional and community artists. We have a funk band, a performing bacharia, dancers, and just this growing community of folks that love African Brazilian culture. The organization kind of reflects part of my personality. And in that way, before I got into the arts as an artist, I was more of a producer. I think you introduced me as like an event producer. I'm not really an event producer anymore because the event producers take all the risk. And now I just want to show up and be like, cut the check and we'll perform for you. But we do have one community service event that we produce annually, and that's called Oakland Carnival. And that's actually coming up this week, depending on when folks see this, June 3rd at Mosswood Park. You all announced it earlier. Thank you for helping us get the word out on that. But that was born from Kari Jama, and Kari Jama was a Caribbean carnival expression in the Bay Area that really gave birth to an event, a big event in Oakland's history called Festival at the Lake. The diversity, the cultural diversity that Kari Jama presented was unmatched at the time. We're talking about the 80s and into the 90s. And then that particular event faded away. And about 2006, it left. And we began trying to bring that spirit back, not necessarily the same event, but the spirit of Kari Jama back, and a Caribbean styled carnival that really highlights Black culture, where Black people feel celebrated and feel good about themselves, safe spaces for young people, and, safe spaces for Black women. And like I said, uplifted and celebrated, not like we have to ride in the backseat of somebody else's car when we actually own the car. We had the keys as well. So we're really intentional about that. And being what the Bay Area is, right, it's still diverse. And I like to say that just because we say we support the Black women and support the Black family, that doesn't mean that we don't support anybody else. Because we love ourselves doesn't mean that we have to hate anybody. So everybody is welcome. It's really culturally diverse, and it's a fun event. And that's what I'm producing now. That's the only thing I'm producing. Other than that, is Samba Funk is an arts organization. I try to get our people moving and grooving to address some of these bad health conditions that we suffer disproportionately in Black and, working communities, the obesity, the underactivity, the diabetes, you know what it is. And some of this stuff can be prevented by our diet and exercise. So I try to keep our dance program accessible to our community, and we try to show up. We bring the drummers out. We like to take over public spaces, do outdoor classes, and present African Brazilian art, dance, movement in a way that helps our community and benefits our families.
Well. You said take over the community, huh? With music and drums and all this good stuff.
Yeah, you know, drumming is our drug.
Now
And you-
that sounds interesting. Now, can you do this at any given part of the year, or it has to be during a certain time of the year? Give me some information on that, because that just sounds like too much fun.
You know what? That's a really good question, because when we first started, so I started this organization in 2010, and the emphasis, my background is not dance. My background is not music. I was an athlete. I was on the track team and on the wrestling team. So I wasn't in the theater. I wasn't playing no instruments. I wasn't singing. I wasn't dancing. I wasn't doing none of that. This just kind of fell on me, and the ancestors put it here, and I just picked it up. And I've just been doing it ever since, because what happened was my mentor, Carlos Aceituno, who was the director of a group that's still going on in San Francisco called Fogo na Europa, unfortunately, at 46, he had a heart attack. And that was about 2006. It took us about 4 years the idea came to my mind. Is like, it would be a shame to not have that joy that I felt, that I was part of this community, for others to experience. So at that point, I started just teaching the dance class, and I really didn't know that much about it. But what I did know is I knew about Carnival, because I was the king of San Francisco Carnival back in the day too, right? I came from Clark, Atlanta. I brought that Black college flavor out here, and they was like, I don't know what that is, but we like it. He's the king. So, I've been rocking that for a while now. And, like I said, I knew Carnival, and I knew what I had experienced participating in San Francisco Carnival. And I knew our culture, Black African American culture, which was the funk. So it was kind of a natural fusion to put the samba and the funk together. And it was just like samba funk, and then we call it Carnival Explosion. So when we first started, it was like Carnival all the time. I was at Carnival at Juneteenth. I was Carnival at Kwanzaa. I was Carnival at Summer Solstice. I was Carnival at Black History Month. I was Carnival at MLK Day. It was just Carnival. So, but the good thing about that is it brings the spirit and the energy and the joy to people, and they want to see that. So we've kind of tailored it now. So we do bring that same type of energy, but it's not always what people might think of, the feathers and, and the body out and stuff like that. It's not always that approach. Actually, primarily it's not that approach. It's other approach. Like 2 years ago, right around Corona, we did a remake of Lift Every Voice and Sing. And I want to say this on your show. For those that are listening. Now on the West Coast and even nationally, Lift Every Voice and Sing is kind of like what we do. Now, we've been doing that down south for a long time, and doing Black History Month. A lot of churches, Baptist churches, Methodist churches, AME churches do it. But now at the football games and at the basketball games, and we started that trend. We jumped on that trend early. You can go on YouTube right while they're watching this show, right as soon as they finish, just put in there Samba Funk, Lift Every Voice and Sing. We did a whole black and white video. We sent it to the NBA. They used it back then, you know what I'm saying? So, but that's the type of direction and message that we like to share with the community. So it's not always just about, shaking your body and glitter all on the body, but it's really about how do we bring our community together, and, how do we use music and dance in transformative ways? Because we know as African people, and we already know, I was with your guy, John, and when I was here last year, I said, I like to tell this story. The planet was repopulated by the DNA of one Black African woman. This is not arguable. You can't even argue this. This is a fact, and you can go to the Google Gods and Google it. And if you don't believe me, believe the AI. It's going to tell you the same thing. All right. So we want to celebrate that, and we want to celebrate Black women and Black women's bodies, and you don't have to look a certain kind of way to want to get out and move and groove, and that's what we represent. So to answer your question, yes, you can do it year round. Yes, we love to take over public spaces and show up. We're all throughout. Whenever we're invited to the Fillmore, we come out. Whenever we're invited to the Bayview, we come out. Like I said, I used to teach at AAACC down there in the Western Addition. Had classes there, so we definitely connected in San Francisco. And that's Samba Funk, baby. That's what we do.
I love that. Like you said, it's not about the appearance or what the social thought is or stereotype of what, Carnival is. It's about embracing what the feeling is, the innermost part of you. Mm-hmm. That leads me to my question. How did you guys sustain during the quarantine? Did you do like online classes, to keep everybody moving, to influence them and to encourage them to keep moving? Were you guys able to do it in an open forum, 6 feet outside? Or how did you go about doing that?
Io, you are a bomb host, my God, because this is really interesting, because I did want to share this. We were blessed in the way that, Samba Funk is a 100% volunteer organization. I'm a volunteer. I'm the artistic director. Actually, I'm the artistic director. I'm the production manager. I'm the stage manager. I'm a drummer. I dance, but it's my passion and I love what I do. So I'm just kind of clowning. But because my job is I work in Local 107 IATSE. I'm a stagehand as a profession. So I volunteer and I donate all my time, and I don't get paid for anything I do with Samba Funk. So we didn't have a lot of top heavy salary oriented accounting or financing of our group. So primarily we had to maintain our ongoing services, like our Zoom accounts and, our PO box and, just stuff like that. So our overhead was pretty low. But I guess with finances not being an issue, we had to figure out a way, like you said, to still reach the community and service the community when we couldn't see each other. So we did go on to Zoom, but it's interesting what was born was this program called Body Charge, where I would get up at 5 a.m. every morning and go out to the lake. And I did this consistently for almost 2 years. And I would go Facebook Live and do a body charge. And the concept was, as the sun is coming up over the equator, and you were getting into like nautical twilight, because it's three stages of twilight. It's astronomical twilight, it's civil twilight, and it's nautical twilight. So nautical twilight is when you can still see the stars, but you can see the sun breaking as well. So at that point, and that's probably about 20 minutes before dawn, total dawn, we would go outdoors when the air is fresh and it's quiet. And think about COVID, people are at home, they really sleep, right? And you can just breathe and think. And we would do meditation, light calisthenics, some exercise and some stretching, some breathing exercises. And we would do that for about the first 45 minutes to 60 minutes of the day. And then we would leave by 6:30, no later than 7 o'clock. We were already finished. And people were either going back home or going to work or doing whatever they had to do. And we did that for a whole year. And that's how we serviced the community. So I actually shifted from doing the dance and arts and went into the health and wellness. And then I would do plant-based meals. I would do videos, put the phone up against the refrigerator and then show people how to do stir fry and different other kind of plant-based meals, and created a program called OHA Living, OHA LIVING. That's organic high alkaline living. And you can go to ohaliving.com. And the concept is not only alkaline food like Dr. Sebi was teaching us, right? I know you are familiar with Dr. Sebi. He's the alkaline king, but alkaline in our thoughts, alkaline in our speech, alkaline, of course, what we eat, and alkaline how we treat people. So we were going for the highest level of alkalinity and keep our, not only just our physical body, but our spiritual body, our mental body, total wellness. So that's how we went to reach the people. And we started that during COVID. So we kind of switched it up a little bit, not so much dancing. But then when we began to reintroduce the program, we started going outdoors to the park. And yes, we were 6 feet apart. Folks were wearing masks on the outside. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, So we're blessed now. We're so happy now. We're back inside the studio. But that's how we got over that, until we went back outside. We just started getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and body charging. Yeah.
Let me just say, nautical twilight is my favorite time of day. I am literally up at 4 a.m. every morning. Okay. Wake, pray, meditate is my structure, is my discipline every day. And I am so jealous that I did not know about this program. Okay. Let me just say that. And we definitely need to get you some more hats because, oh my God, it's the shift. Like, each and everything you can think about, you have your hands in. That is such a blessing. And you are such a well-rounded young man. I'm going to call you young man. Yes.
I love that. I was going to let you get away with it.
Because you're as young as you feel, right? Look good, feel good. And I just love and I respect your positive energy and everything that you have going on. So is there anybody you want to shout out? Any organizations? Can we get that OHA one more time? Because I need to look that up for my personal.
Yeah, please.
But anybody you want to shout out? Anybody you want to give thanks to at this time?
Yeah, I want to give thanks and praise to the Most High for just allowing us to be here and to be able to communicate like this and live in this age when they're pushing so much on our children, pushing so much on our youth, taking away services. It was great. It was great listening to the guests that was ahead of me. So you have folks in the trenches that are trying to get services to people, and we need more of that. So to that point, I want to thank the sponsors that are helping us out with Oakland Carnival, Patelco Bank, and We Come to Fed, and the Malanga Center, all the artists. Just a shout out to all of the Bay Area cultural arts artists. Keep doing your work. Don't stop, whether you're working in the schools or just, if you're playing on the street in the Mission, whatever, just keep that good energy out there. And I just say good vibes only.
Absolutely. Well, King Theo, we have been blessed with another hidden gem. But I'll tell you, that high energy sounds so good. So make sure that any of your upcoming events or anything that you're involved with, to email our production team, get that information to us so that we can also share with the community. And hey, you just never know. We be everywhere changing the narrative. We may just end up sliding through your event and dancing with the people. So thank you.
Now, are y'all coming to set? Last year, we had both sides of the conversation at Oakland Carnival. Will you be setting up a booth this year?
We will have more information on that. I don't believe that we have the information as of right now, but we will have more information on that. Be certain we have your flyer that you sent to us, and so we'll be looking into that. But this is just good. I feel the energy is high energy, and I'm excited to be a part of that because we like to dance and move with the community. So thank you so much for being on our show. We look forward to interacting with you. Anything else for him, Aya, before we let him go?
Thank you so much. Seriously, that energy, you just boosted us all the way up, okay? So we thank you so much for coming on tonight and sharing all of that informal information, everything. And keep up that high energy. Look good, feel good. I love that. Nautical Twilight. I'm going to use that.
Yes. Good vibes only. Appreciate you. Black Lilane signing out. That's my other nickname, Black Lilane.
Have a good night. Wow, I tell you, yes, that was very interesting. Yes, right. And now, absolutely, it looks like we have Cool 45 Eats and Treats. We got something going on. The gems just don't stop right there. Hello, Cool 45. How are we doing this evening?
Hi, how are you guys?
How you doing?
We're doing well. So glad that you made it to our show. Go ahead, tell the community about what you have to offer.
So we are Cool 45 Eats and Treats. We are a husband and wife team.
Yes.
We have a large Brady Bunch family. So I have 5 children and my husband has 5 children as well. So we basically set out to do this business to build generational wealth. We want to break those, generational curses, and promote entrepreneurship within ourselves and also within our children. So by doing that, we have been successful with that. We've watched our children start businesses of their own. And so we're just very blessed by that.
Yes.
We are out of Stockton, California, but we got our start at Lake Merritt. So
Yes.
we started in 2020. So that was the height of COVID. And we kind of joined the ranks with a lot of the other small business owners that were out there, people who had lost their jobs, laid off due to COVID. And the community just really came out in just full force. And the lake became a place to do your business. And so my husband, one day we had been talking about doing something, and we had a friend of ours who was already out there.
Shout out to Malik.
Yeah, shout out to Malik. And he was already out there doing a business as well. And so he kept telling my husband, yeah, you guys need to get out here, get your stuff out here. And we had just recently started a photo booth business. So, we kind of just didn't really know what else to do. So my husband was at his mother's house one day, and Malik was like, come on. So he grabbed a small TV tray, and we had a few items that we had made ourselves, and we took out there and
infused Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we sold them. And we just, honestly, it took off from there. And after he showed me the pictures of the table, I was like, that's not going to work. So we wind up getting a tent and table, and we just grew from there. So what our primary business is, we are an event services business. We do provide a open air photo booth, and it's an iPad booth. It's very elegant. So we do a lot of weddings and retirement parties. We've done birthdays, things for realtors. So then we also have catering. So our staple is carnival food, and we do shaved ice. So we've gone out to the lake and done that as well. We've taken our photo booth. We've traveled. And so it's just been an amazing time. We really went hard last year with our business, and we were able to purchase a food truck, a food trailer. So we renovated a barbecue trailer, and we made it into a food trailer. And so we started doing football games with one of the local high schools here. And so, like I said, it's just been a tremendous blessing to be able to become a part of the small business community. We are a part of the Stockton Chamber of Commerce, and we are on Instagram. You can find us on Instagram. Our link is cool45eats_treats. And then you can also find us on Linktree at linktr.ee/cool45eats_treats. And there you can find there's a link to our website, and it also showcases the types of food that we provide, the shaved ice catering. We have a shaved ice pack that we provide you with your own shaved ice in a cooler, and we give you syrups and spoons and napkins and cups and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So you can start, it's easy for a party. Yeah, we do CMOS. We do a lot of things. We always have ideas. We're dreamers. So it's a constant think tank going back and forth between the both of us. But like I said, it's just been awesome to just see our kids be inspired by this and just watch them grow within their own businesses, because we do both work full time. I'm a social worker with San Joaquin County, and I work for a children's shelter. And my husband works for Tesla. Yeah. So, while we're doing this, we're also working full time. We're raising a family. So it can be challenging at times, but one thing that we've learned for sure is just to never give up. to keep on going. And I mean, if you want it bad enough, you got to put in that hard work. And so that's what we're doing.
Yes.
How amazing, first and foremost. Okay. My hat's off to both of you. And like the comment said, what a beautiful, beautiful thing we get to see with the blended family. You don't get to see that much. And for a functioning, highly functioning blended family at that. Okay. So with everything you guys are offering, do you do like a package deal with your food truck and or the booth, or do you do like events for like, set up the entire event for somebody, say they wanted to hire you and say, we need your photo booth, we want the snacks, we want all these things. Do you go and set up or you just provide? How do you go about it?
We set up. We
set
prefer to be with our
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
we don't leave our booth with anybody.
No.
It cost us a pretty penny, so we're very protective over it. So yes, we are included with the booth. We will provide you the service. The same with the catering. We like to get involved. We like to meet our customers. We like to provide that service. We like to see the smiles on people's faces. So yes, we are very involved with that. We do have packages. Most people we give quotes for because it's catering. So it just depends on the amount of people that we're going to be serving. We participate in a lot of pop-up events. We did BossCon in Oakland last year. Like I said, we've been at the lake. We have some events coming up here in Modesto with graffiti night. And then we're possibly maybe doing Juneteenth in Stockton. That's still up in the air, but we do have some events coming up. And then with our photo booth, it's you can reach us, like I said, at the link or on our Instagram. You can send us a message and I will get back to you, or my husband will get back to you. And then we can give you a quote and go into a little bit more about the pricing and stuff like that.
That's awesome. So that kind of leads me to my next question. With you guys being based in Stockton, how far out do you guys, offer your services throughout the Bay Area, or
Yes.
how far do you guys?
My family lives down there, so I be down there a lot. So basically, we go from Oakland basically to Sacramento.
Yeah, and we've done a lot of like Central Valley stuff too. So a lot of like Modesto, Ceres, Lodi. So we do like the surrounding areas. We love the Bay, so that's why we pay homage to it. And like I said, we got our start at Lake Merritt. So if COVID wouldn't have happened, unfortunately it did, but we were just able to catch it at a time where the lake was popping. It was kind of right after that whole Barbecue Becky thing. So people were already feeling kind of rebellious.
And everybody's minds is open for money.
Right. And it was just that time where people needed to survive. And we got to see our people come together. I can't even explain to you just the camaraderie. We still have friends that we met out there that are still doing their thing. They've grown their businesses. And so like, that whole experience for us was really what lit the fire under us.
Yes.
As far as the events go, we do events, large events. But like I said, it's all based on the catering package and what you're looking for. We don't do a setup and leave, even with the catering, unless it's the drop-off package, which that's the cooler with the ice in it and everything that we provide. And then you just throw your own little party.
We also do pre-orders out of it. We also do pre-orders with the Mars gel.
Yes. And that's for health, and benefits and things like that.
Wonderful. I can tell you this. I love you too. One, because you have a big blended family. Two, because you are one.
Yes.
Both of y'all work full time and have this business and creating generational wealth for your queens and kings that are coming right behind your footsteps. I have some questions. So how small of groups do you cater to? What do you cater, like food as well? Because I see that you do weddings as well. So I want to know more about the food, because I'm greedy. Everybody know I'm greedy. I like to eat. So what kind of food? We know you do shaved ice now. That comes sweets. I'm talking about the food. So tell me more about the food.
It's primarily carnival food. So we're talking like hot dogs, hot links, Polish dogs. We do funnel cake fries. We have popcorn. We
New
have
York
cotton
smash
candy,
burgers.
smash burgers. So it just depends on what your taste buds are. You can, things like shaved ice and things are becoming popular as far as desserts and things like that, even for weddings. So, or any type of event. So we are, we like I said, we love to do those big events. So yes, we do have food. We have lemonades. We're kind of like a jack of all trades when it comes to the food. We are awful YouTube watchers. So we sitting on YouTube all the time and we just are like, oh, we should do that, or we should do this, or so we need to stop that. But like I said, our staple is the shaved ice.
Shaved ice.
And then with the photo booth, we also do offer a enclosure, and it's shaped like a camera. So you can also rent that with the photo booth, and then people can go inside the enclosure and take the picture.
Yes.
And we include backdrops, we have props, we have all kinds of stuff. And like I said, if they visit us on our Instagram, they'll be able to see a lot of the boomerangs and the pictures that are taken. They'll be able to see the food. We do have a tent set up, but like I said, we do use our trailer as well, but we are in the process of upgrading our trailer at the moment.
Well, bless you, bless you. You stole my heart with that funnel cake, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, how small are the parties do? You do bigger events? What's the amount, quantity of people, minimum?
The minimum we would probably, it
25.
just depends, but the largest event that we've probably done as far as a party has probably been about 100. Yeah, well, we did UOP. So yeah, so it's 100 or more. That's kind of where we're scaling, unless it's a big event like a pop-up event or a festival or something. Then obviously we're gonna bring more out for that.
Wonderful, wonderful. So are there any shout outs, any shout outs or special people? I know you mentioned your children, and hopefully they're helping y'all, right? So that they know how to follow.
They used to, but they're doing
every
their own
now
thing
and
now.
then.
Yeah, they help.
When it's hot in the summer and you got all that stuff to lug, it's a challenge, but they do come out with us, and they do help us, but we do pay them as well. So that's a little bit of an incentive to come out and help mom and dad. But probably, definitely shout out our kids, his family.
Shout out to New York.
My family. Yeah. Shout out to New York.
Poughkeepsie, New York. That's where I'm from. Born in the Bronx.
And then, like I said, his mom, his family, my family, my cousin specifically, she's always pushing me. I even have pushed her to get really into her own business. So she's in a shop right now, selling collectible rocks that she paints. So it's just, like I said, it's cool. Shout out to Malik for putting us on and telling us to get our butts out there to Lake Merritt and get to selling. That was, we're thankful for that. We appreciate him.
Shout out to all the small business in 209.
Yes, definitely.
In the Bay Area.
Yes. Keep going.
York.
Don't give up.
Wonderful.
I appreciate y'all.
Yes. Thank you for having us on. We do appreciate you. And shout out to Sabrina for putting us on and hitting me up. She was my college student that I went to school with. And then we were in a Greek club as well. And so that's my sister. And so I want to thank her for also inviting me to do this.
Well, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for being here. Bless you both. We are very excited to hear all the things that you're doing in the community and the services that you're offering. So we'll be in touch here in the Stockton area. Thank you so much for being on my show tonight.
Thanks.
All right, Ayo. Oh, the bishop.
I miss King Theo. Did he left already? Y'all don't say nothing. I had to I'm trespassing right now. Y'all might have to call the police and get me out tonight. I'm trespassing. I had to leave the graduation. I snuck through a rabbit hole. I climbed over the fence. I said I have to be in the building with my team tonight. I miss King Theo, but Theo, I know you. What's up, King? Hey, listen, brother. We didn't get the invitation to the carnival this year. I thought you was boycotting us or something. I thought maybe last year we did a little too much. I need the invite. Can we come out this year and represent or what, brother?
Well, you know what? The invite has already been publicly made with your co-host. We've been on notice. We're going to be expecting you. We have your spot already reserved. And it's just good to see you, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm tired, man. I ran like 3 miles to get here to support the team. I've been at the Black graduation. Shout out to the class of 2023, all those phenomenal young brothers and young sisters walking across the stage today. But I'm here, brother. I already know you went through. I missed you. I'm going to have to go back and listen to what you're talking about. I know you already got some amazing stuff going on. But we will be at the Carnival, brother. I will figure out a way. The bishop will be there. Both sides of the conversation will be there to support your event. And, we just appreciate all the work you continue to do for the community. We appreciate how you show up for Black folks and all the things that you do that's connected to mental health and stuff, man. You're a powerful brother, and it's always great to have you here. I want you to join this Sunday for our Sunday conversation. We talk about prison reform, and I know you got some great ideas on that. So if you get a chance this Sunday, make sure you tune in. I'll make sure my team reach out to you. I would love to get your perspective on some of the things that we need to do for our brothers coming home, reentering back in the community.
Why you say that? Because I went to Santa Rita or something. Trying to put it out there.
No,
See, I knew it. See, I knew I should have already jumped off. I asked them, should I stay on or should I go? So,
I would never do you like that publicly. I would never.
No, it's all good. It's all good because everybody needs a second chance, and I would love to be in that conversation. But I want to get my background like y'all's. How come I got a hat like y'all's? I got everything, you know what I'm saying? But how come my background is white?
Well, I'm gonna give
background is black and red.
Brother. I'm gonna make sure you get your both sides of the conversation logo to put on the back. Come on,
please take care.
Always represent what we do, and that's why we always represent what you do, King.
God bless you. Well, look, your co-host been holding it down. I really love their flow and the way that they were asking questions. They're dynamic. They have a great, awesome leader, and you all have a strong team. So thank you for doing your work, and thank you for creating this platform for small businesses, nonprofits, and social workers, community workers to get the word out, because we need our new soul beat. And, we need to have both sides of the conversation.
So, King, I heard you changed your name up. So now you're telling me I don't need to be here anymore. Are you telling me my co-hosts are good enough? I don't have to be on anymore. I kind of hear the whispers in the crowd. They keep telling me, Bishop, sit down, Bishop. We don't need to hear from you. Are you publicly denouncing me in front of everybody?
No, why would I do that? It's not like you called me out for having a prison record or nothing.
There you have it, community. The King has thrown me, okay? He's taking me off my throne.
We got comments saying, bring the King on. Bring the King on the team. Bring the King on the team. Uh-oh. We have a volunteer coming. He got the hat. He wants the background. He's signing up.
20 hats, so why not add another one, right?
Well, listen, brother. You can dethrone me. Ayo and colleagues are phenomenal. They can take over, but I will have them reach out to you so we can get set up for the event. We'll help promote Carnival. It was a blast last year. A great time to hang out with community. We'll be out there, but we got a full house. We got to move on to our next guest. They waiting patiently. If you got to get out of here, anybody else that need to leave, go ahead. We appreciate y'all being here. But King, I will be calling you, brother. We need to have a conversation. I got some things in mind we can do. Impact both San Francisco and Oakland on some amazing stuff. So thank you, brother.
God bless you. Thank you. Stay strong, sisters.
You see that? The King is going to dethrone me right here publicly, y'all. The bishop is gone. I'm no longer available, okay? The King just dethroned me, okay? All right, y'all. I came in. I messed up y'all flow. I'm sorry. I was trying to jump in and support y'all. But let's go ahead and get our next hidden gem up here, and let's start moving through today's hidden gem. Who we got up next? I don't know who we got up.
We have Miss Mackey up next. Miss
Mackey. Oh, we got Miss Mackey. Oh my goodness. I came back at the wrong time. What was I doing? Lord. I thought you was going to save me to the end for the benediction. Oh no. What's up, Miss Mackey? How you doing, Queen?
I am doing good. I have been busy, 10 toes to the ground, seeing my people to make my event a success. That's what I've been doing.
And that's what's up. Well, I know you have a very powerful, enriching program that's going to take place for our community this Saturday. We want to know all about it. You are the face of suicide. You are the voice of the people who goes through the things that impact us the most. When we talk about mental health, when we talk about the urgency, the crisis of suicide in our country, especially in this city of San Francisco, you are taking the lead, Queen. Talk to the people. Tell them what you're doing and how you're going to be impacting community this weekend.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. And I'm going to first start by saying, it was a sad situation for me because I lost my 12-year-old grandson to suicide. So once I lost him without any signs, I became sad and quiet and don't want to talk about suicide. I don't want to tell you that. So I found myself going into the same stigma as everybody else, keeping it under the rug, you know? So with that being said, I woke up one day and said, I might save somebody if I start talking about this. So lo and behold, though, I had no idea of what can I opened. So many people are going through suicide, or somebody in their family committed suicide, or they're suicidal. Guess what? They didn't have an out for it. They wasn't talking about it. I ran into a lady, 10-year-old her 10-year-old daughter had committed suicide, and she had not talked about it. She told her job it was an accident, and I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. So I started recognizing, you know what, I might be on to something, you know? So I started out my first event. I must say, though, the honesty of it is that it's my son's son. So when I decided, originally 1 year on his anniversary death, we're going to have this big barbecue at the park and we're going to let balloons go. And that was a plan for almost 9 to 10 months. And then came I think I want to bring awareness to somebody else about suicide at this same event. Well, if I got a minute to tell you, that didn't go so well with my son at the beginning, because he thought, it's my son, it's personal to me, let me have my time. And I just took that mother stance role and said, you know what? I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But my son showed up, took the mic from me, and said he is so grateful that I did. It was so many people that came out and that had conversation about suicide, that hadn't been talking about it, that he was honored to be a part of it. So now this one coming up this Saturday, I decided to really get out there and get in the community. I stepped out of my comfort zone. I went from Fillmore over to the Bayview, where I don't know nobody in the Bayview. But I've been, like I said, 10 toes down in the Bayview, talking to people, and the more I talk, they're, oh, my brother died of suicide, or so and so. And it turned out to be a really big event. So I have many vendors. I have tablers. I have mental health. I have therapists. I have psychiatrists. I have some medical team from UCSF to do some screening, health screening. I have suicide awareness. I have grief and loss. I have depression therapists. I have if you got something going on, I got something for you. All you got to do is show up, come get a free meal. Dixie's Delight is catering. Everybody know their food is good. So we already know we eating good. Okay. I got jumpers. I got face painters. I got all the fun stuff for the kids. I got entertainment. I got Stunner Man, Big Steppin'. I have my cousin, Kev Choice from Kev Choice Ensemble. He performs often a lot in Yoshi's. He'll be performing. I got a couple of guests coming in. My cousin, Richard Humphrey, has skate.com. He's a roller skate instructor. He gonna do a little something. I got a little mix up. I got Nitty's dance group gonna do us something. So I got a little something for everyone. However, I will say at the end of the day, I have a place for you to come and talk about your grief, talk about if there's services you need. What I'm offering is an arena for you to see what you need. If you may not even know what you need, but I can guarantee you there are people there with services that you need, and it doesn't cost you anything. I'm also sponsored by the Warriors. Some of the Warrior team coming. We got plenty Warrior giveaway. I got a package that came in the mail, a surprise package. Snoop Dogg sent me some stuff to give away. So I got some good things to give away. I just need everybody to show up to get the free stuff so you could take advantage of everything there. But at the end of the day, I hope that you're able to walk away. Because me doing what I do, I see a therapist. Because I don't want to drive myself crazy trying to take on the city of San Francisco. But I'm willing to take on this city, but I got myself some help. I got a background. I got a strong team. I got NCLF backing me up 100%. Anders and Anders, 100%. I never even visioned this. I'm just going on and on, but this is a vision I never had. It just came to me. And today when I was out at Gilman Park, I was like, wow, this is getting bigger than life, you know, for me. And that I'm hoping that my goal is just to save one life. If I could save one life, I reach my goal.
Oh, Mrs. Lynette Mackey, I have read your event. And I'm wondering, who is Miss Mackey? Who is Miss Mackey? And I tell you, thank you for speaking up and coming forward with what God had put on your heart. Because I tell you, it's bigger than what you even realize. And I'm just excited that you came forward with that voice and didn't just keep it tucked and stay hidden, because the community really needs this. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. It's really an honor to do it. I feel, you know what? I lost a grandson, but I get a feeling inside of me every time somebody talking to me, every time I think I'm moving forward, like, your suicide did not go in vain. I know you're not here, but I wear you on my neck every day. Let's see, can you see? I'm all twisted up. How my camera go? You see me trying to work it, John Henry? Anyway, I wear him on my neck every day, everywhere I go. There it is. He's on me. So I wear my sweatshirt with him on it. You know, I have 4 kids and I have 12 grandkids. I have a ton of step grandkids. I am a community grandmother as well. But that soul that's gone, that left a hole in my heart. So now this fills that void. So I'm getting a good feeling of trying to do something to help my community. But I've always been active in the community. I just didn't have the Lynette Mackey that I got now. I didn't have that, but I got that now. And I'm grateful for people like John Henry that have an arena like this that I could come on and talk about what I'm doing, you know? That know that he gonna show up.
I was just about to take your throne. You know, I was about to take your throne because you just got on here and said you don't know nobody from Bayview, and I'm one of the leaders that's always.
I see him looking at me like, yeah,
you talk about everybody else. No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Now, you know, I appreciate all the support I've gotten. I really have. You know, I definitely couldn't do this alone.
No,
I definitely couldn't do this alone. I have a couple of family members that's riding with me. Look, we going to Bayview. We got to go talk to some people. And I was out there today on the grounds talking to them, and they're like, oh yeah, I lost my brother. I'm coming, you know. Hey, this is what it's all about. I just want to make sure that I'm reaching the people. You know, it's one thing to provide you all the services, and it's another to not have the people to show up for the services.
Well, I just want to jump in there and say, you know, thank you. I know we've made some connection with some other folks. When we talk about, you know, the mental health that is taking place in our community coming out of this COVID, and we talk about the young people who are impacted and having suicidal ideology and thoughts because of bullying, things in the schools, you know, this is very important to highlight. So, I mean, you know, when you say this is something that just came to me, no, that was God calling you through what you experience, right? And in life, folks that will give their testimony to the community. Too many times in the Black community, when we talk about mental health, the taboo, the stigma behind mental health, it arrests us in a sense that we can't even be open about what's really going on. So it's always great that we have someone like you and your organization pushing forward and really shine the light on such a crisis in our community that sometimes don't even get talked about because of all the other things that impact our community. So I think it's phenomenal that you are putting this together. We'll be out there. You know, I got a lot of events going on this time. I'm gonna tell you now, I'm in and out. But I'm gonna be there to support you. And you know, we got a donation for you because we believe in the work that you do. And we want to continue to uplift suicide in our community. We're going to put together a Sunday conversation. I want to lead this conversation with a number of other family members who've been impacted. So we're going to be strapping organizing to put this together, because I think it's something that we have to continue to talk about day in and day out, because so many of our community folks are impacted. So many families have been impacted. There is so much going on in our community right now. There are so many relationships, people going through stuff. And sometimes you being the voice, you being the leader, you being the one that's uplifting this is the change that we need for the future of our community. So we thank you, and tell the twins to be quiet back there. Tell them twins don't
put
be
them
on my show making all that.
Look, it's not just the twins. It's 4 kids here.
Oh, it's all of them. Okay, tell the twins. Tell them the bishop is gonna get them when I see
On
them.
top of me doing what I do, I'm a foster mom. I got kids. I got kids.
Tell the twins I was sure go get them, man.
Okay, I'm gonna let them know Uncle John coming after. I'm gonna let them know Uncle John coming after with them dollars that you be throwing. I'm gonna let them know how you coming. But I just want to say one thing about suicide. With my grandson, I never saw one sign. But when I sit back and I think at night when I'm by myself and I think about, this is a message I'm giving. When I think about the kid that stayed in trouble in school, that was always the kid. Why are you doing that to the little kids? He was always that kid. Those were signs that I did not catch. My job, my goal is to bring you aware, family members aware, that it's not the kid that's sitting in the corner with his head down needing a therapist. Those are not the kids that are doing it anymore. I've read up on the statistics. We 33 and a third more percentage higher of suicide in the Black community than anywhere. Okay? We've tripled up since COVID. My goal, my ultimate goal, is to be able to get this into the schools. Because guess what? Almost everybody, kid that I've talked to, said they talked about it at school to their friends. So my goal is to eventually be able to take this in the classrooms or assembly at the school, and we sit down and we talk about, you don't have to take your life. There's options. There's options, but you got to know it. Social media is taking over. Social media tell you to go do this real quick. And unfortunately, it's very sad, but my grandson was a social media king. So I'm sure in one of them social media things, and we all look through all of them, they tell you how to do what you do. That's the sad part. They walk you through how to do it. Okay? So our job as a community is to override what social media is telling you. We got to tell you about the outcome, because I can guarantee you this, and I'm going to leave on this note. I can guarantee you whatever he read, whatever he heard, did not tell him that if he do that, he'll never see us again. He'll never be a part of our life again. It's over. It's probably a quick fix when you read, when you're going through something and you read it on the internet. It's a quick fix. It's not a permanent fixture. But sometimes not everybody even succeed with that way. There's kids in the hospital. I go visit them right now that didn't succeed, but they permanently damaged. So on that note, I just want to hope that I'm able to get a message out on Saturday. I hope I got enough people that we gonna get the message. All you have to do is come for the food, come for the snow cone, come for the cotton candy, come for the fun stuff, come to hear Big Step and Step, come to hear some of that and get a message when you're there. Thank you.
Well, we sure do appreciate you coming on, Miss Mackey. You are down to earth. You are a grandmother. You're a mother. It looks like you actually taking care of these babies, and we are glad to have you here. We're glad that you spoke up foremost. We're glad that you spoke up. Ayo, anything for the queen?
I'm sorry. I'm a little emotional. This is a subject that's very dear to me. My own son tried 3 times unsuccessfully, thank God. But like you said, you go to the hospitals, you talk with these kids, and really trying to understand. It's easy for us to say, oh, you kids got it so easy. Oh, you just want to find a way out. But when you really stop to dissect and have these conversations with your children, you learn that there's so many different components that they're fighting against. The exposure to social media has really, in a way, brainwashed our children. They see the instant gratification. They see how easy some people have it, and they want to neglect the work ethic, you know, the
Right.
time and everything, the energy of putting it in. My son was a victim of bullying, and just the exposure of everything, and a lot of weights coming down on him, which I didn't understand. My baby is now going to be 16, but these incidents happened when he was very young, 7 years old.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
Yeah.
with that, it taught me to slow down. It taught me not to, my parents have been married 53 years, and not to utilize, not to utilize the teachings as my guide for my child, because every child is different.
Right.
And even with the strong mother, even with me being, you know, on him, volunteering at school, and all these things, being present, it still was something missing in him that I didn't understand. So having these conversations with your children is so important, and not being quick to judge or to tell them, oh, you need to. Actually giving them open options to be safe and expressing themselves and
Right.
being vulnerable is so important. I too
Right.
went to therapy. We went to family therapy so I can understand what it was that was alienating him, and what element, what it was that was fixated, he was fixating on, to make him feel like it was so bad being here. Like that was the option. And even where he got exposed to the idea, you know, and making sure, yeah, we can definitely monitor what they are watching. You can
Right.
put limitations on, you know, who they're around and things like that. But sometimes it's just in them. It's not on
Right.
them, it's in them. And it's for us. I hold God at the head of my life and the head of my household, and everything that I do, I put God first. And actually teaching our children who he is and how he can be your savior in all things is one of the guiding lights that helped us get through that. And I just commend you so much, Miss Mackey, in turning that negative energy into a positive doing, and getting out there and utilizing your voice, and taking this circumstance and making it a happenstance. You know, it could happen, you know, showing people that it is even the most well-off people, even the most headstrong, independent, flowing
Right.
people, it
Right.
can happen, you know,
Right.
and you never know. Like you said, there was no signs. I thought you were a happy child and giving you everything that you can, you know,
Right.
money can buy and things like that. But sometimes it takes more of a connection with our children and our family members or people we love to actually stop and actually see that there's more to it. There's more than meets the eye. Feeling somebody's energy, getting that chemistry, and learning that I might smile all the time, but you never know what's going on
Right.
inside.
Right.
You
You know,
never.
one of the things that you just said is everything. You know, it's getting inside of these kids, because you it's in them. It's in them. I spoke with a lady that had me in tears. Her daughter is 8. And the lady said she tried everything. So as God would have it, at my last event, the icy truck couldn't come into Hamilton, so she was on the street. So the lady was taking her daughter for a drive, and they were stopping to get her icy because they saw the icy truck and people in line. And she happened to hear we were on the mic talking about suicide. And she came over to me. She said, I don't know you. I don't know nothing about this. All I know is this little girl been cutting. And I looked at her arms. She had about 10 cuts, and one still had fresh blood in it. And I told her, I said, girl, your life is worth living. Let me take you over here right now to talk to somebody that's going to really talk to you about how wonderful your life is worth living. And I never have been in that situation, but God just came to me and told me, grab that baby, hug her, and get her over there. And I left and went on back to the event. But as the event ended, I seen her walking away with one of the therapists. I felt so good inside. You guys have no idea. But just to comment on someone that signed on as a social worker, I have at the event some foster care social workers that are mental health specialists coming for foster kids. Someone that's signed that went into the chat spoke on that they're a foster that is we needed in the foster care service. I have foster care mental health services coming. I tried to cover every basis because guess what? I am a foster mother and I know what these foster kids go through. I am one of the mothers that they call in on a weekly basis. Hey, can you take some more kids? No, I can't. I'm full. They say, oh no, we need you. And I got that. But I have to have sanity as well. Because you can hear my four in there giggling up a storm. I know you can hear them in the background. John done already spoke on it, but I know foster care kids need services outside of their social workers. So I got them coming and they're willing to talk and set up. And it doesn't stop today. That's what the only thing that when the people that I talk to, I don't want you to come on one day and tell the kids, hey, I'm here for you. And then they can't find you tomorrow. Or another incident. We had someone that they were actually suicidal, and I was going around and I had to hook up with some people in the baby and say, hey, you know what we need? We need a number. We need a place that we can go and know right now that this person is suicidal and they can get some help today. Not call 911, not go to the general and get 5150 and then we'll talk to you. No, that's what's happening. They get 5150 and then the services are over because they leave. They're done. They're done. And they're right back into the same boat. I'm hoping that we're changing that cycle. I'm hoping that the cycle changes, that through these programs, through these outreach, through these events, that we can create something that's long-term.
I agree. With my son in particular. We had to go through a couple of therapists in order for us to find good chemistry for him.
Right,
but with them interchanging like that, it took him so many times to reset.
Right.
You know, having to get to know somebody and getting to trust them. You know, even with me being present, he had his own personal therapy, and then we have family therapy as well. But them having to get comfortable with somebody over and over, it also starts to make them get drawn back.
Yes.
But to add to that, it is in the Sunset District, but Edgewood is a great program.
I know. I've taken one of my girls there. Plenty.
Yeah, we took a great training there together. We were able to get, you know, so many different resources from them that has extended throughout his teenage years as well. With us doing consistent therapy and all those things, because you do have to, even though, you know, that phase is gone, you still have to stay consistent with checking in with your babies. You have to stay in the zone with them to make sure, you know, even with therapy, even when they want to put your child on medicine, all of these things, we still have to make sure that we're checking in with yourself. Like you said, you need your sanity too, because how can I be there for my baby and be present if I'm not here? And you don't understand. We start to blame ourselves in some of these situations and say, man, where did I drop the ball at? What did I miss? But getting connected with our children and actually learning them, and not what we're teaching them to be or what we're trying to force on them, getting to know them and what niches they need and what things they need and what guidance they really need, and putting the right mentors and model behavior in front of them is what is going to lead them to be successful and to, you know, in hopes that they are able to grow through. Never to say 100% that you're going to come out of it, but to grow through it and to find those tools to utilize when you're going in that dark place. You know, it's very important. It's very important. And I commend you. And I am so grateful that you have such a strong village a strong village
Yes,
that is
most
helping
definitely.
you and supporting you and motivating you to continue to do this work. Pouring into even getting the foster children. You could have shut all the way down, but you are continuously pouring out that love within you. And I commend you so much on that, sincerely.
Thank you so much. I have some great speakers that are going to speak too. I got some speakers. You know what? I wanted some speakers from the community, speakers that went through suicide attempts, turned their life around, got them some medication. That's what I want you to hear. I don't want you to hear somebody say, oh, the book says. No, I don't want you to hear that. I want you to hear some real down to earth 15 attempts of suicide, that person that's still living that can hear, that can talk to you and grateful that it didn't happen. Those are the kind of stories that I want people to hear at the event. Things that might make the difference. All I want to do is make a difference. I thank you, John Henry, for this arena. I thank you all. You're a great host, and I'm kind of going to agree with the other guy, Y'all doing a good job, you know what I'm saying?
Wait a second. Not two people tonight. You're trying to
wait.
How dare you come on my platform? See,
even know
this is
John
what I be
Henry was
talking about my people, community. You see how my people is? They want to kick me off already.
I didn't even know you was on
my
tonight.
show. She doesn't acknowledge my presence. She doesn't have her hat on. Now I done gave her all kind of gear. Lisa came on with my gear on.
When I saw the guy with his hat on, I said, "Oh my goodness, I should have put my hat on." You know what? Can I just tell you, God?
This is the people that I serve. This is why I'm always on the edge. I need help tonight, community. I'm on the edge. Miss Mackey has pushed me to the edge tonight. Okay, I need some support, community. This is what they do to the bishop. I don't know.
All right,
Miss Mackey. All I can say is, I will take the microphone, because I have something that I want to say to the people. So I don't care where you at in there. I'm going to take the microphone because the bishop has a word for the people. And I will make sure the people hear the voice of the bishop. But I thank you for your event. I thank you for being a foster mom. I thank you for being everything that you are for the community. But you're not representing both sides of the conversation. Next time you come on my platform, have my hat on, okay? You make sure you represent.
Hey, look, I'm gonna definitely have it on. I'm gonna definitely have one with me. I'm gonna make sure this is my own event.
No, we definitely thank you. We got to get to our next guest, but if there's anybody you want to shout out or uplift, we will be out there. I'll be out there for a short while. I'm getting
the doors is open. Everybody come. I got plenty food for everybody. I got plenty. The entertainment is great. Kev Choice Ensemble is amazing. Amazing. Big Steppin'. Y'all know the Big Steppin'. Come on. I got some surprise. I got a saxophonist that played a saxophone. I got some surprises.
Where's my surprise at?
I want to entertain you.
Where is the bishop check at? I need to promote your stuff. I need a check.
Wait, I want to entertain you and loosen you up, feed you, so then you'll go talk to somebody. That's what I want to do.
I just need a check, okay? I will be there.
I'm still waiting on my check, John. You don't start playing. Don't start playing. Thank you guys so much. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show. Appreciate you so much. Thanks for helping to get the word out. And I'll see everybody June 3rd, this Saturday at Gilman Park from 1 to 4.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, there y'all have it. Miss Mackey, the foster mother, the face of suicide awareness, the lady who comes on my show and don't represent none of the stuff that I have going on, and then try to throw me. This is my community, people. Okay, the bishop, I'm on the edge now. She's triggered me. The King Theo has triggered me. I don't know. Okay, Ayo, y'all want the throne. I'm going to pass y'all the throne. They say it's great leadership in passing the baton. I'm going to pass y'all the baton. Y'all can hold the showdown. I'm stepping away. I'm not answering my phone. Don't be calling for no wellness check. The bishop is out of the building, okay? I'm gone, community. That's it. All right, we got to get to our next guest. We got Michaela here. I don't know, community. They don't want to hear the bishop. Community, get in the chat. Do y'all like the bishop? Because I need to know tonight. If y'all don't like the bishop, I'm going to step away. I'm going to run and hide in the mountains, okay? We're going to see. I don't know, community. Let me know. With that being said, let's bring up our next guest, Miss Michaela. Welcome to both sides of the conversation, Queen. Welcome back. It's been a while. I see you here.
Hello, John. on. Hello. Yeah, I
Oh, you're
consider
breaking
myself
up.
on the autism spectrum. I mostly help them with being able to express themselves through poetry, hip hop, singing, dancing, writing, drawing, art, sculpture, and basically what inspired me to do that is just to it's just the fact that I have experienced growing up experiencing not I guess not receiving, like, the services that you actually need, especially when I was a youth. Um, when I was at the age of 3 years old, I was actually diagnosed with autism, and my parents did not really know that during that particular time I could have received services um start speaking and things like that. Um, Later on, I actually took occupational therapy and physical therapy, and I did do speech. And now I'm actually transitioning into another career field as a paraprofessional, but I will also be working with children within the classroom. So, so I'll be like a teacher's assistant. And basically, for me, um, my main goal my main goal is to realize that you need to include people who are on the autism spectrum. Like, don't don't try to make assumptions that that we can't have a conversation, because most of us can have a conversation, and we actually have feelings. We are actually human first, and we basically live in a world where we actually think differently from we like instead of thinking analytically, we're more of the creative, like we just use our hands for for every single activity that we focus on. And I also believe that is very helpful, especially within the school, because if you can actually en- encourage us to think creatively, we can we can actually come up with really brilliant ideas that could actually change the world, and just allow everyone to just be able to coexist, and not have to be scared because of power dynamics, because you have a group of people who are at the top that always have to call the shot, and then you have the middle class, and then after that you have the low class. And basically, growing up, I never really liked that system at all. So I'm actually a big fan for change, for changing the way that people will actually view autism.
Thank you for that. Yes, I'm so glad that you made it to the show, Michaela. We're so happy to have you. So I see that you had a Bachelor of Art in Psychology and a minor in speech communication. And you also you were
Yeah.
diagnosed, if I may share, long ago, but did any of the diagnoses interfere with all of these great accomplishments that you've conquered in your walk with autism or on the spectrum of autism?
I feel like it. I feel like in some ways it has, but in other ways it has complimented me and made me like a stronger person. Um, for me, I found out that I have autism and I have ADHD. So they both kind of, they're two completely different opposites, but in a way I sometimes, learn how to try to function, with both of them at the same time. And, in order for me to, to actually try to uh, accomplish accomplish my goal.
Yes, and it looks like you're a peers member of Lift Every Voice and Speak. Can you tell us a little bit about that? That is very huge. We may have lost Michaela.
Yes, I'm part of this organization. I have I've been affiliated with peers for over 2 years now. Um, what they do is they do have different community events. They raise in the community in regards to different topics. Um, related to mental health, suicide. So actually have been do have because of due to COVID, they kind we had to do events. However, they're starting to, with actual group.
Yes, it looks like we're having some Wi-Fi connectivity issues, but I did want to give you an opportunity. Are you there, Michaela?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, I did want to give you an opportunity because it looks like being on the spectrum yourself, what are your inspirations that motivated you to do this work?
Okay, repeat the question again.
What are the what inspirations and motivation did you get to do this type of work that you're in, being an advocate for autism and speaking for the autistic ones on the spectrum?
Um, yeah, for me, I actually believe that helping others being able to speak for themselves is really important, because our voice is basically like our power. And if you take over a person's voice, you
Well, thank you so much for that. Are there any shout outs that you wanted to give out while you're on both sides of the conversation?
Yes. I would say I wanted to give a shout out to you know, to all the faith-based organizations, all of the churches that actually support the community.
Well, with that being said, we thank you for being here. We got your shout outs on both sides of the conversation. And anything, Ayo, you want to share with Michaela or send her off with?
Thank you for coming, Michaela. This is also another subject that's near and dear to me. My 5-year-old was diagnosed with autism, being on the spectrum. And I agree. Your voice is your power. And I believe that people on the spectrum have a superpower because you have a seventh sense. You are a lot more sensitive to things because of your autistic and artistic flow. So my son was diagnosed nonverbal, but with tools, resources, and repetition, he's gotten his voice. And when I tell you, be careful what you pray for, because he says a lot. But once he started to gain his language, I believe that unlocked so much more within him. And I thank you for sharing and just, being an advocate for people on the spectrum and showing, what your what they call as a disability is an inability, and you are able and capable of doing grand things, even within being on the spectrum. And I just thank you for coming on tonight.
And I just want to say thank you. I know my Wi-Fi is jumping out. I'm trespassing, community. I'm somewhere I shouldn't be, but I had to get on the show. But thank you for Michaela for being the voice of autism, making sure that you advocate and uplift autism in our community. And we know we've had previous conversations. We will be having another conversation as we get closer to school starting back, Autism Awareness Month, and things of that nature. So we want to make sure we reach out to you to make sure you one of the panelists for that conversation. Again, great work. Thank you for being an advocate. You're going to be one of the best paraprofessionals there are to work with our teachers and our young people to help them get to where they need to be. So thank you again, not only for being here for what you're doing, but a highlight of the community. We want to make sure that we give you your flowers for the work that you continue to do and uplifting the voices of the people. And again, that's what we all about here at both sides of the conversation, changing the narrative from the voices of the people. And that's what you are doing, speaking up for those who may not be able to speak up and advocating for those who need it. So with that being said, thank you again, Queen. My team, they will reach out to you as we start putting those conversations together with some of the families, some of the mothers who day to day deal with autism and some of the things that they're advocating for, because we are stronger in numbers and we can do a lot when we have many voices and many folks at the table to deal with these issues. Again, thank you for being here. Appreciate your patience. And again, thank you for the work you continue to do for community. All right, there you have it, community. We have our last hidden gem. This brother been waiting patiently. I don't know. This is our last guest tonight, our last hidden gem. Sometimes they say the best for last or the last is the best. I don't know. Brother Jarrell, welcome to both sides of the conversation, King. Holla at the people.
Well, first, can I get a hello?
Hello.
How y'all doing, man? It's been a blessing being able to listen on the show so far. I appreciate you guys having me.
Man,
right on.
Please go ahead and highlight what you're doing. Let the community know who you are, what you're doing, where you're located. We want to hear about all the phenomenal things you're doing, King.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm the director of Team Hello Basketball, a nonprofit. I'm based out of Marin City, California, aka the Jungle. That's where I'm from, born and raised. I started this program, just like how it was started for me when I was a kid. Being an at-risk youth, full of trouble and growing up with no father, mom on drugs type of story. But I had a leader in Jerry McIntosh who started this program for kids like myself, and so now it's my turn to continue his legacy.
Oh, go ahead. Did we lose you? You still there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead. I think you had broken it. That was all you wanted to say?
Yeah, so far, most definitely.
Yeah, we got to give a huge shout out to the jungle, okay? We got to give a shout out to the jungle. That was Pop Stumping Grounds. The jungle, for y'all that don't know, man, is one of the pillars of the community. Even though they're on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge, I always consider the jungle at San Francisco because they live like we live. It was something about the jungle that was just endeared to my heart. Growing up in Baby Hunters Point, understanding all the social, economic issues, all the disparities. When I went to the jungle, I was embraced by all of the people of the jungle.
Yes, sir.
The jungle is like a second home to me, community. Okay, I don't know if you don't know about the jungle. You better go do some homework. Back in the days, the jungle was something else. Different place. New days, new ways, brother. But now you bringing the basketball to the young people. You changing the narrative. How do you get through all of this? All of the historic stuff. How do you let the young people know about Pac and all of the historic riches of the jungle and then incorporate it into the attitudes on the court, brother?
Yeah. So for me, the special thing about going from Marin City is, it's one community, right? And usually when you're in a black, predominant area, you have this block, that block, this block, that block. For us, we're one community, one block. And so everybody know everybody's business. Everybody's pretty much each one teach one. So, my grandma gave permission to, every auntie on the street to whip my butt if I need to be put in line. It was a village, that's how we raise all the kids, you know what I mean? And you got a guy like me who was able to, kind of make it outside of Marin City and be a leader for people now.
Wow, very powerful stuff. I mean, it's always great to see, people in Marin thriving. That side of the bridge is one of the wealthiest sides of the bridge. And I just hope that folks watching tonight definitely get out and support what you're doing, because there's so much wealth in Marin City and around that San Rafael area. Yeah. I always said that it should be no wants and no needs over there for community because of the wealth. But we know how it is. A lot of times, places like that, people tend to forget about the resources and the needs. So we just happy that you are continuing to create a pathway, bringing those intersections together for our young people to have an outlet and showing them something greater than what's going on in the jungle, and but also uplifting the jungle. And I'm just happy that you uplifted the jungle like that, because some people, I'm from Marin City. Hold on, if you in Marin City and you're black, you got to be somewhere associated with the jungle. You know what I mean?
Got to be.
Uplifting that, brother.
And so Hello pretty much came from like my personality. I started, I'm a young self-taught chef. I have a catering business as well. That's where it all came from. When I'm in the kitchen, I'm, hello, that's like my thing. And then it turned into the acronym. If you can see my jersey right here from my team, actually, helping each other learn lessons through opportunities, right? So that's where, Hello comes into place, and also bringing in diversity, right? We say, for me, I'm a mixed baby. I'm a 91 baby. I'm one of the first start of the jungle fever era, I'll say. So, for me, this, means everything to me, and it's my turn to pass the torch now. So, Hello is just an umbrella, right? I want to, for example, I don't want to just teach basketball. I do think basketball is a way of life as well. All the lessons you can learn, right? But we want to, get into teaching financial literacy, culinary classes, wellness, fitness. Even gold classes. I know the lady, I was tearing up a little bit because, I had a brother, from my sister's side who committed suicide. And, for some people along the way, and I kind of learned this with some of my students who they remind me of me when I grew up living in my head, is okay. I had the therapist and them trying to relate to me and all that, but they didn't really help me find any purpose in anything. And I think that's huge, is trying to help these kids find a purpose, right? And so I think once you learn that, because we all, let's face it, are okay with hurting ourselves at times, but usually when you find a purpose, it's bigger than you, right? And so that's kind of what Hello is all about as well, is pretty much trying to teach, hey, again, maybe basketball, it may be boxing, it may be science, and whatever it is. And so we want to kind of bring all those avenues together and outlets and see what we can do, and that's where we're trying to branch off, hopefully here in the near future.
Hello. We got
Exactly.
something cooking over here, brother.
Exactly.
So
hello.
I want to know, are you part of AAU?
Yes, we are. So we just finished our first. I started this about a year ago, where I kind of took, I had a championship team from MCALS, my JV boys, and we kind of just, ran, 8 tournaments up last year. And then this year I said, you know what, let's actually make this official. And, I had 3 teams this year. I had a 17U team, 16U, and 15U. Had a lot of guys that were in 8th grade playing up, freshmen playing up, pretty much kind of exposing them to bigger and better talent to help prepare them for their future, right? And so that's kind of what the vision is kind of help bring development, to the kids around here. And also, too, just showing them, hey, it's more than just being in this bubble. Let's go to L.A., where there's, the Huntington Beach and all the Disneyland and all that, where, again, now your life is kind of expanded and, again, helping you find purpose, right? And so, again, once they believe in something, especially with learning team chemistry and all that, I think those are great lessons for life. So that's why we did this AAU thing, and we're looking to grow. Shout out to my little brother, too. He's doing 24/8 elite training as well, and he has an AAU program. And, we're looking to kind of collab soon here, because we do. I feel like, the more, brothers we bring together, the bigger it can be. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to, DB3 Workouts. I Got Game. He's another man from Indiana who has come out here and teamed up with me to kind of help, push the needle for these kids. The biggest shout out I want to give to is, I don't know if you guys heard of Play Marin, but Paul Austin, he's from Marin City as well. He's a nephew of Jerry McIntosh, who, actually I've tatted on my arm here. Oh, sorry, wrong arm, right here. He was my coach, who was my dad. I grew up with no father. And so I'm trying to be Jerry, rest in peace to him. But Paul Austin has definitely been my biggest inspiration to doing this. He's created so many avenues and opportunities for kids from Marin City, but also in Marin County. So definitely the reason why I have this big vision.
Wonderful. That is very great. Now, with the AAU, can you share or is it boys, girls, and repeat the age groups? Because oftentimes when you sign up for AAU, it's hard to get in contact with coaches, right? That
Exactly,
service your action. Yes. So can you repeat that for the community so that they know that you are a resource?
Yes, most definitely. So we started off this spring, just to kind of get our feet wet. We started off with a 17U, 16U, 15U, which we, accepted, any ages from 8th grade to 12th. However, this summer, we're looking to go all the way down to 3rd grade, all the way to 12th grade. So that'll be available for everyone. June 24th will be my first clinic of the summer. So definitely would love to have that support to be able to kind of gauge, what we have out there as far as numbers wise. But, it'd be nice to get that support. So June 24th will be the first time they can kind of, join the Team Hello family.
Wonderful. So we appreciate you coming on tonight. You've given out all your shout outs. Wonderful. Ayo, you want to send this king off with anything?
Just thank you for the work that you're doing, being a positive influence and inspiration to the children. Like you said, a lot of our inner city youth don't get exposure to getting outside of that bubble, not for lack of information, but for lack of, getting around, some parents can't afford to get them to get even somewhere as close as LA, like you said, So we just thank you for the work that you're doing and continue to be a positive influence on these kids.
Hello. All I can say is hello. Somebody out there, go support the brother. I just want to say thank you for the work you're doing. We always talk about how do we teach kids how to get through life. And this is what you're doing when you teach kids life skills. Teach them how to cook, that's survival skills. When we talk about conflict management, the things that kids need to learn, through sports, there's a lot of lessons that you learn, but just making sure that the work you continue to keep doing to make sure that they stay focused on education, because a lot of coaches, they're just teaching kids to play ball, and I'm just happy that you giving them other outlets, other information.
Exactly.
A lot of these AAU clubs are looking for recognition, they're looking for opportunities for their kids and for their programs, but they're not really keeping the focus on education and other alternatives.
The bigger picture.
Yeah, I'm appreciative of that, because we need more coaches and more leaders to really let our young people know that there's a possibility you might not make it to the NBA,
Exactly.
and it's not to kill a kid's dream, but it's at least equipping them with the tools that they need to survive. And I think we need more of that. So we just appreciate you taking the time to teach them that, especially financial literacy. We want to teach our community generational wealth. We want to make sure that our young people understand the value of money. We want to make sure that they are saving, they are investing, and they are doing the right things to leave generational wealth. So we appreciate you bringing that to the people, the young people, and it starts early. So I just appreciate you getting it in early to them. And definitely you can always log on to one of our YouTube channels, our Educational Thursday. We got a lot of presenters who've come on and talk about financial literacy. We want to be able to utilize all these tools to make sure that our young people are equipped, they can survive. And thank you for doing it. All I can say now is, hello, we got to come check you out. I will pull up to a game. Make sure that you send us any of your schedules or any events, things that you would like us to get out to the community.
I do have one more event.
Yeah, I'm always asking the community to support our young people.
I do have one event, actually. I'll be catering it. About 300 people will be there this Friday in Sausalito. It's called Friday Night Jazz on the Bay. It's a beautiful event, free event. All the proceeds that I sell, it all goes to the nonprofit. So, another one will be at the Friday Night Jazz on the Bay next to Spinnaker Restaurant. It's going to be beautiful. Come support the Hello nonprofit. All right, definitely get us that flyer so we get it out to community. I wish I could be there, but I'm getting awarded for an event Friday night, so I won't be able to. Give me the information. Let me get it out to our team. We have some phenomenal folks in the Marin Sausalito area, all the way up to the River Rock Casino. I got people wearing both sides of the conversation gear up there. So let's see if we can get some of those folks to support. But definitely any events, when your schedule come out, I've been talking to a lot of the AAU coaches, the Rebels, different folks across the Bay Area to make sure that they send those schedules, because I'm calling an action to the community fathers, the community uncles, the community parents. There's a lot of kids who are in single parent homes, foster care. Let's go out and support these kids. It's just nice to go out, because I played basketball, and I know that feeling when the game is over and all your teammates, parents, and family are coming. So well. Here for you, right? I remember that. That's what made me quit. I said, why am I on the court? Nobody's coming to support me. I give up. I'm going to do something different. So community, we want to make sure we do our part, and I always do my part every season, whether it's football or whether it's basketball. I try to get out there and support the high school students, the AAU. I went to a number of the Rebels, junior NBA. I always try to be there to uplift our young people, because sometimes you don't know, just being that one person to highlight that kid who maybe don't have a relative or a family member there to mean the difference. So I ask all my community fathers, all the community mothers, get out, support the young people this summer, get to the track meets, get out to all the things our young people are doing, and let them know we appreciate them and support them and uplift them. But with that being said, all I can say, community, is hello. What y'all gonna do? Go out there and support them. Hello. All right. Well, it's been real. We're going to support you. We'll find a way to support you here at both sides of the conversation. And we definitely go get out to some games. Make sure you send us over the schedule, and maybe we could slide over to Marin or wherever y'all at in the Bay Area and check out some of y'all games and uplift y'all. And we'll come out there and say, hello. You know what I mean? Hello. Hello. All right, good, brother. Well, thank you for being here, and we'll be connecting with you soon. All right, thank y'all so much. Man, it's a blessing being on here. I appreciate y'all.
Man, another hidden gem. You ain't hitting no more. All my parents over in Marin, if you don't have your kids in the basketball league, go see my people over there. Hello. That's all you got to do. Hello. Say hello. Yeah, let's go.
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
All right, good brother. Woo, that was powerful. Hello, that's all I can see. My co-host is hello. We do the most over here at both sides of the conversation. What's going on, y'all? I need to wrap up. I came in late. Y'all was holding down. People was watching. I had people with their phones on, checking y'all out, checking what's going on at the graduation. That's what we do. We always where the people be. So what's going on, y'all? Holla at me. Give me a recap. Tell me what's going on.
Well, we had Marsha Maloof, a certified mediator, teaches on diversity, equity, help with compliance and affiliation, and other nonprofits. We had the King Theo Ogum, artistic director, Samba Funk. He's moving and grooving, taking over public spaces. We had Cool 45, Never Give Up, both full-time working parents, husband and wife, creating generational wealth for their children. They do catering, weddings, shaved ice, you name it. They have a truck, photo booth, all that good stuff. Lynette Mackey, I tell you, turning wounds into a weapon to fight suicide through the loss of her grandson. She never saw one sign, but I tell you, Saturday, Gilman Park, 1 to 4, suicide awareness, John. Suicide awareness. She has 10 toes down. She'll be in Bayview. Michaela, the upcoming paraprofessional that's helping others to speak on behalf of autism. And she's also a member of the Peers Lift Every Voice and Speak. And then we got our man, Team Hello, the AAU basketball coach. June 24th, he'll be having his first Team Hello clinic. So we've had us a full house, right? Ayo, we've held it down on your behalf, John, while you've been out at the Black graduation.
I think the majority speaks for itself, you know.
According to the people, they don't want me here anymore. According to the people, they want me gone. I'm turning it over to y'all. Y'all can handle all of this. I am out. The bishop is going to another planet. I'm going to connect with some of my other people. But I need a wrap up. Talk to me.
Man, this was a great show tonight. You know, two subjects and two gems who I hold near and dear, which brought some light and actually highlighted some things that are going on in our community that I wasn't even aware about. You know, Michaela, who was phenomenal in everything that she's accomplished and every goals that she's crushing and every stereotype that she is breaking the barriers on. I commend you. Miss Mackey. Man, I can't say anymore, but hats off to you in everything that you are doing with, you know, shining the light on this horrible epidemic that really plagues our Black and brown communities. And like she said, we tend to brush it under the rug because no, not me, not my family, but yes, you too. It can happen to you, even you know. And, you know, Theo, I love his energy, his high energy. That is right up my alley. What do you call it? The nocturnal twilight time? I'll be tuning in most definitely. And, you know, to each and every one of our guests, we thank you. And for everything that you are doing within the community and bridging these gaps, you know, within the Black and brown community, even in where we think, you know, Marin, some well-off communities, you would never understand, you would never know unless you traveled there, you know. And I just want to give a big hello to them and everything that they're doing, you know. And just this was a really, really great show tonight. So many different gems that we were able to shine a light on, and in hopes that we will be able to band with them and continue the work within the community. So thank you to all of our guests tonight.
Wow. Great show. Great wrap up from both of you all. I know my internet is having issues. The lights is going out. I hear K9 dogs barking. I hear radios. I don't know. I climbed over the fence. I'm trespassing tonight, community. Don't tell anybody. I'm not supposed to be here. I snuck in because I wanted to be a part of you. Then I joined and I hear people telling me they're going to dethrone me. The bishop is gone. I don't know, but I got to get out of here. I hear the dogs. I hear the radio. They say it's somebody in there. I think it's the bishop. I got to get out of here before I have to call for help. I'm going to need the community to bail me out tonight, okay? I'm trespassing on these people's property. I'm snuck in somewhere that I shouldn't be, but I'm here to give the benediction to the people because everybody knows the bishop has to wrap up the show with a great benediction. So, since I'm the last one and they want me to go, I'll give you one for the road. And y'all can get the rest from Ayo and Khalid. Okay, community. With that being said, thank you for tuning in tonight. Tonight has been a special night for me, not only here at Hidden Gems, but in the community. Tonight, we honor the class of 2023, young people, young Black males and females who achieved, who have jumped over all of the obstacles. They are the ones who went through the pandemic. They went to school on Zoom. They did everything that they could do to make it through. They conceded. They continued to do the work, even when it was hard, even when it was challenging. They struck through and made sure they got to the finish line. Today, the finish line was there in their face at Kezar Stadium. The balloons were flying. The mothers was crying. The fathers were happy. The community was uplifting our young people. It was a great sight to see. See, there's so many narratives out there about our young youth. There are so many critics about young Black teenagers. But today, we seen honor roll students. We seen students with 4.0s. We seen young Black brothers with their pants up, walking across the stage, doing everything that it takes to be successful. We will continue to follow them. We will continue to uplift them. That is our job, to change the narrative from the voices of the young people. Tonight, the young people spoke. They have hope. They have an opportunity. They have a goal. They are still stepping and standing. Community, get behind your young people and make sure that they're uplifted and supported by you. I watched my young family members graduate this weekend. I've been watching young people excel all weekend, more to come. Let's just continue to uplift our community. Then, after running up the hill, jumping over the fences, coming here to join tonight's Hidden Gem Show, I heard some amazing folks. I heard some folks talking about things that they're going to do to help impact the community. I heard from King. I heard from Brother Theo. There are some things happening in our community. Yes, the Carnival is coming up. It's just not a time to celebrate. It's also a time to reconnect with the community. It is time for us to get out and socialize. The pandemic has held us down, and now it is time for us to come back together, celebrate the cultures, celebrate the dance, celebrate the arts, uplift the people, have a good time. That's what we're going to do. Then I heard from a family. She said they like the Brady Bunch. I heard 10 kids. I don't know how they going to do it, but it sounds like they're doing some amazing things. They got treats. They got things that they could bring to our community. If a husband and wife could come together and make change, community, how come we can't? Even through the obstacles, even through all of that. I heard the 415. I heard the treats are in the streets. Yeah, find a way. Step with your mate. Make something happen. Build generational wealth. We talk about the ecosystem all the time right here. They are building that ecosystem. How are you going to support it? Make sure you get out and buy some of their products. Make sure you support them at the next event. That's what it's all about. We have to do it. And then emotionally, it was a rush. We had Miss Mackey here, the mother of the community. All of the trauma, all of the pain, all of the hurt, she has turned into a work. See, sometimes we have to take the tragedy and make it something that's so classy. And what she's doing is uplifting suicide, putting a light on what's going on in our community, focusing on the young people, focusing on the community as a whole. Sometimes you have to step out the box of comfort zone to make change. Sometimes you have to be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable if you really want to make change. Her transparency, her story, her testimony has uplifted the community. Folks are coming out far and near, talking about their experience, what they're going through. This is not a quiet topic. It's not going to go away. We have to continue to stay in tune. We have to continue to connect with our young people. We have to equip ourselves with the education and the information so that we can be aware and have the signs of suicide. Sometimes the distance, sometimes the not speaking, sometimes the frustration might be the time we need to step in to support our young people. This suicide is real. This is the silent killer of our community. Community. Let's take this issue seriously. Let's make sure that we are stepping with our young people, stepping with our families. Hello, somebody. Check on your people out there. Make sure that they're doing okay because they might need you. You might be the voice of reason. Your testimony might be the reason they want to continue. Here at both sides of the conversation, we will continue to uplift the voices of the people. We will continue to highlight the very things that impact our community so that we can be the change maker. We all know through communication, the healing begins. Tonight, some communication has taken place. Some healing will begin. And then we heard from Michaela. She has uplifted autism in our community, something that's a very, very important topic that's not talked about too much. This autism is impacting people all across the globe. We have to highlight and recognize that this is still happening. We have to bring people to the table, educate them, understand how to deal with the challenges when we deal with these spectrums. But again, she's representing. God will always place somebody in place to uplift the voices of the people. She is the advocate. She's been called to duty, and she's doing that work. We'll continue here to support her in the work she's doing and uplift the voices, the people that are dealing with some of the medical and mental and the things that impact our community. We will be there to support her. I must be in alliance with her because I think I have it all. ADD, ADHD, OCD. I have it all. So I understand. Somebody has to advocate for the bishop. I need help. And again, through the community, through this platform, we will give you help. We will support and uplift you. And then at the end, what a great ending. It was all about Team Hello. Make sure you say hello to the fellows out there in the jungle, Marin City. Shout out to all of our folks in Marin City that tunes in to both sides of the conversation. Yeah, we everywhere. We're even in the jungle, the home of Tupac, where it all started. Yeah, y'all like Tupac? Understand, he was in the jungle. It's a rumble in the jungle. Okay, real talk. Real game. That brother is teaching our young folks and equipping them with the tools to be successful, not just NBA stars, but how to live life, how to manage life, how to be there. We need more men in the community to stand up, educate the young people, be there for the young people, make sure they have that positive role model, and Team Hello is doing that. Community, check them out. Go support a game. Just walk up to them and say, hello. You see them on both sides of the conversation. That's all that it matters. So with that being said, it's been a great Hidden Gem show tonight. I'm excited because throughout the week, I get to think about all of the amazing accomplishments that are taking place. History is being made right before our very eyes. And both sides of the conversation is a part of the change. We're just changing the narrative. This Sunday, we're going to have an important conversation about prison reform, a real conversation about what needs to happen as our community re-enters our community. We're going to talk about the struggles, the failures, the things that's not working. How do we change it? Some real testimonies, some real folks who's been through some things. A great conversation. Looking forward to seeing you all this Sunday. I hope you tune in. Okay, it's very important. Check us out. We'll be there on Educational Thursday. We'll announce if we have an Educational Thursday. I know we have some changes in our schedule, but we'll let y'all know. Stay tuned. Check us out on all of our social media handles at both sides of the conversation. You want to know what's going on. You got to follow it. You got to find out what's going on. We everywhere. Wherever the people be, we will be. With that being said, thank you all for the long benediction that I gave tonight. I got to get out of here. I hear the dogs getting closer. I got to jump back over the fence. I got to run down the street. I got to roll on the ground. I don't know. I'm trespassing, but I had to show up and support my team. And for all of the people out there that's wishing and hoping and praying that the bishop goes away, I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to walk away now. Colleagues, Ayo, this is your show. Take over, y'all. The bishop is gone. They prayed for me to leave, and I'm going. Hopefully, I'm not sitting in county jail tonight for trespassing. All of this stuff that I've done for the people. I done snuck in a building. I done jumped over a wall. I'm trespassing. I'm putting my freedom on the line for the people. And all they can say is, we want the bishop gone. Colleagues and Ayo can handle this. Bishop, go away. We don't want to hear no more of you. Okay, community, good night now. After I get out the county jail, I will disappear. Ayo, colleagues, take over now. I'm out of here. Well, community, we'll see y'all this Thursday. If not, we'll see y'all Sunday. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's late. Great show. Great job, community, for continuing to support us. And, I just thank my co-hosts. They do the most. Thank you to our both sides of the conversation team, making sure community is connected. Today, we was everywhere, covering the community, covering the people. And all I can say is, job well done. Thank you to the both sides of the conversation team. None of this would happen without you because the bishop is out the box. Okay, y'all take over. Have a good night now, community. We love y'all. We'll see y'all Thursday.